Hi, welcome to my tube. My name is Margie. I'm a Hale empath, and I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. I like the title of today's talk. I got it from a song. It was like as soon as I connected my tunes, my shuffle, my soundtrack to my own life. First song out of the gate was "BatShit Crazy." It's a song by Sophie Tucker, and I was just like, well. That pretty much is the collective sum of all parts, of all collective spirits, soul sack vibrations. If you add them all together, that's the vibe that we're kind of sitting in right now. If you ever saw the movie Fifth Element, that's what it makes me think of, is the airport. Or not the airport, but like the terminal before they go on the cruise. You know, my world's always been backwards, upside down. I never got to live in the world that everybody else seemed to be living in. Now it seems like the playing field has been leveled. That's good news for people like me, man. Really. See, if the cracks get so wide that everybody falls through, then maybe the crack will disappear altogether, and people will remember that we are the human race, and then we're slowed to a stroll. Way I look at it is, you know, when things happen, we gotta kind of, everything happens. We get information in waves. Data comes in waves, you know. Vibrations. It's how telephones work, cell phones work, computers work. It's all pulses of light. Well, we are pulses of light too. People forget that, our little spark and what we do with our little spark. Does that little spark create things of love to make everybody's life better? Or are you in it to win it, y'all? You in it for bitches and hoes and freaking, this shit. Are you trying to make it rain? Because money ain't real and spirit is, y'all. And the gig is up. So people are really coming into heart space and figuring out that vampires are real and they think they're going to live forever. And you don't get to take things. You don't get to take the essence of any energy field without permission, without some sort of cooperation exchange. Even if it's gratitude, that's why people are supposed to say thank you for the food that they get. Because whatever food, if it's a plant or an animal, it gave up its incarnation, its flow of source. It ceased its flow, whether it's a carrot getting pulled from the ground or a cow being slaughtered. Its shelf life is expired so that we can nourish ourselves. So people need to be grateful. And look how piggy and gluttonous people got. People got hoggy, man. Void of spirit. That's what I see. See, this whole first the BatShit Crazy came out with the sick, right? And then that stimulated, interjected a huge vibe of fear into the mainstream, like it would do. This is only gonna probably do better for the addict-minded like me, like taking a rig of heroin or whatever and just slamming it into your vein. Fear does that same thing. It puts you in a vibrational frequency, and you can't think, you can't process, you can't, unless you can rise above it, unless you know what's happening, kind of thing. But I fell for the fear stuff for a long time until I saw all the strings behind the curtains, and I freaking saw how things really were. Now it's just a big old bullshit show. And if somebody yells at me, gets in my face, I freaking yell back, and then they freaking piss themselves. Because bullies are always the biggest cowards. They're always the biggest fucking cowards, man. They all wear the same cologne and wear the same freaking $300-400 tennis shoes and work out at the same gyms. They're all the same. They're all the same. They're all programmed. The bro club, they're all programmed. I'm sure there's a small percentage of the population in there that, is in there because, they got the heart space. Because they always start out good. They always start out with the intent, we just want to help people. We just want to help people. And then people get greedy. And then they figure out how much they can get and how they can do it. I mean, all these non-profits, they're all a fucking crock, man. They're all a crock. Every freaking non-profit is a crock because the way I see it, all you're doing is paying for their ego and everything is a tax write-off. People that are feeding homeless and providing services for homeless people, driving around in Humvees, 8 miles to the gallon, some shit, or worse, Range Rovers, or freaking Mercedes, driving around, you gotta, and then you have little business hubs on the East Coast and in this, Midwest, and so you gotta have a house in every location, so then the non-profits have to pay for that too. All that stuff gets paid for so you can help people, and then like at the end, how much do you help? Would you buy a freaking homeless person a sandwich, give it to him on your way into the airport as you're flying around doing all the important stuff you do to raise money for all the homeless people? You see, it's all that shit. It's all that shit that gig is up, man. Because people are coming more into their true purpose, and either they're going to come more into their ego or more in their spirit. But the thing is we know what it is. It's like empaths, and it's the welcome to the world of empaths and psychopaths. And then you have psychopaths that try to act like empaths so they can continue their psychopathic behavior, but the extremes are out of control and they can't hide themselves. They can't help themselves, man. That's how the pervert's mind works. The groomer, they can't. Now it's like too many people are like, nah, we know what you are. All that weird shit that you've been saying and doing your whole life, we put it together. I was looking at, sometimes I'll look at different news media online, and I was looking at Bing, the Bing symbol today. Look at the Bing symbol. It stands for because it's not Google, It's what Bing stands for, because that's how egos act. That's how they toss shade. They throw shades like that, Because it's not Bing. Here's my search engine, swinging dick. That dude's a creep, man. Look at the logo in Bing, and then follow the line. Follow the line like it was because it goes up past, and if you go around a couple times, do it. Yep. Leading thoughts. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Cosmic Hillbilly. Yeah, I'm trying not to look because I can feel it. I feel it. Like, I went downtown because I looked online. I have these yellow vans, and my ex had a little dog. Love the dog. Noodle, noodle, noodle. Love that little girl. She chewed up the heels of these yellow vans, and I've been looking since then. I've been looking for these yellow vans for since 6 years, right? And I went up to a flower shop in uptown, closer to downtown Salem, and I saw a kid that had those shoes on, and I freaking asked him where he got them, and he said he got them at Zoomies in the mall. And so I looked online, it said it opened at 10. And I know stuff here is opening up, and I don't really know. I hear sirens all the time. Cops around here are bullies. They're just dicks. They just like picking on people, really. I've seen them. Don't get me started on that. Anyway. I'm so happy all this shit is coming out. Oh, I'm like weird kid bouncing everywhere. Anyway, so I went down, so I was like, alright, so I took my girl, Luna, over there, Just taking a little siesta. Took her in the BR. She likes to go for rides in the BRT. She's my ride or die girl, so only girl for me. And so we went up there, and then I walked up to the door, and there's like, I saw some windows that were boarded up. Glass was broke out or something. It was boarded up, and but there weren't any signs anywhere of like closed to the public, but it said that the mall wasn't open till 11. So, and it was a little too warm for her, and she barks at everybody. She's good, better judge of character than me. So I wasn't gonna leave her in the duress of wait another 10 minutes or so. So I took her home, and then I went back, and then by then if it was gonna be open, that's plenty of time. And I found the place, and it wasn't open. It was weird because at first it said 10, and then when the mall said 11, I took the dog back and then looked at the instructions, and then it said it was open 11, but it never did open up. So I don't know what the occasion was. So I didn't get the shoes today. So what I did do is I went down. There's a food cart place because 2 days ago, Friday starting, I started getting a hankering for Indian food. It's called, I can't pronounce it. I'm gonna wreck it. It is called Navratan Korma. And Navratan, is my understanding, means 9 in some capacity. And and like cream sauce kind of thing. And so I saw him on Facebook, because I always research stuff. Because I'm a freaking snob about stuff, and I'm not going to waste my time if it's not worth it. So I'm pretty particular. My QA standards are uber high. Super, uber duper high. So I found this, and it was their anniversary weekend, so they had a discount thing going on, and it's in this like little court where they have like 5 or 6 other little food court trailer type deals. And so I go up, and I walk up, and I have my headphones on, and people my whole life say I look surly. You know, it's just the way why are you mad? It's just the way my face goes. So I'm always thinking about something. So, order the food, and 2 servings of garlic naan, of course, and then a mango drink, nips. And so he said it'll be about 15. But I step up to the window, and I had my headphones on, I had my bandana on, and I had an Air Force sweatshirt on from basic training. And seems like it's like repellent. People just stay away from me. and so he's like, "What can I get for you, sir?" And then I looked up at him, because I could have it's like it has been a trigger. People have done that my whole life, but they've done it to be a dick. But this kid legitimately like thought I was, you know, it was like first thing, you know, he was just addressing me, but he didn't assess, right, kind of thing. And I could feel he got embarrassed, bless his heart. So he goes, and he corrected himself, "Ma'am." And I said, "You can call me Marge." You know, it just makes it easier. And he's like, "Huh?" I said, "You can call me Marge, like the Simpson," because everybody knows who Marge Simpson is, you know. Because sometimes I say Marge, and people think I say March, like the month, but I say Marge, like the Simpson. But sometimes people don't hear words the way I say them, just like I don't. Anyway, because language is funny. And he's from, you know, across the pond, you know. And so he's like, okay, you know. And I said, and oddly enough, I said, I never really went by gender anyway. I said, what I am more so is I'm energetically androgynous, equally balanced in my masculine and my feminine energy. And he was just like, okay. And I said, you know PK? I said, you ever see PK? And he was like, oh, like, how does this girl know woman know PK? And I said, you know PK? I said, I know PK. I said, I'm of that same heart space. And he's like, yeah, that was a game changer. I recommend everybody in the world see PK. I love that movie. I wonder if it's still on Netflix or they took it off, because they take shit off all the time, but I highly recommend it. It is, in fact, a game changer, you know? Because that's how a lot of us star seeds feel. Anyway, so I got my food and I came home, and because I make it. I went to a place in Omaha that made it, and this place tasted like, they used like coconut milk and stuff, and then I found a recipe, and mine was equally as good as the restaurant that I loved. It takes some effort, takes some doing, some food prep, and that's a lot for just me, and I can't make that much because I get sick of shit. You know, that's why I always want to share. You know, always want to. So anyway, so I came home. Mom and I ate it. It started raining pretty good and stuff. But anyway, when we left, I gave him my business card, Snapbacks, and wrote down Third Eye Activated on it, and invited him to come check out my tube. You know, and that was cool. That's how I stand in my truth every day when I go out. I talk this way to everybody. And more and more people are more receptive to it, you know. So that makes me think that the world's changing. The way I look at it is, for whatever reason, you know, the Gaia, Mother Earth, erupted in a virus of fear for whatever reason, and that made everybody go inside and go within. And when people did that, it makes people crazy, and then also gives them a chance to get quiet and take a look at themselves and everyone in their surroundings. So these people that are rioting in the streets, they know who the police are because it's their fucking uncles, aunts, moms, dads. They know they're off their fucking rocker. They live with these fucking nut jobs. They know a control freak, you know? And it's just like, stop paying for them because they're fucking so psychologically broke down. We're fucked because we're gonna keep getting rubber to the face because they're freaking void of spirit. Now, there are ways to calm them down, you know, put meditate state in every I meditated for an hour and 27 minutes today. You can't get mad when you meditate. You can try to get mad about shit, but you tap into source and you just get so many answers when you're meditating up to that, and it's not that hard to do. People, if it's not hard to do, I need some guidance, so I use, today was it Lillian Eden? No, it was Rasa Lagmatis, Rasa something or other. She's, she kind of sounds like, anyway. But if these first responders start meditating, see what they do is then you start meditating, and then it's like a trigger effect. Your body gets switched into an alchemic frequency that you just want better things, so you don't want, maybe, you know, you're gonna skip the beer with dinner, or you're gonna, you know, I think I'm gonna go for a walk. It's kind of a nice day, I'm gonna go for a walk, you know, or do something different, more active to raise your vibe and get your heart pumping and your blood going, you know, natural ways. You know, that's you know, and then I did a video freaking 2 years ago. Like, it's been a long time. It's in my playlist called Impasse and Human Resources, talking about get them out of their freaking SUVs. Officers, constables on patrol, put them back on the street because you are of the community. It's your community. You know, just have them walk around the neighborhoods they live in. You know, I mean, it's just like, why it's this whole idea that there's a hierarchy of people, that anybody is above anybody else, that anybody has because laws aren't real, they're made up. So nobody really has the true authority over another human being. And the freaking slave runners are pissed about it. And I mean the freaking ones that make up military conflicts. That's why I do these videos, because I feel bad being a part of the Air Force. I feel bad. Because, I mean, the idea, you know, of taking the idea of security and safety and threatening a country, you know, that they're not secure and safe, that there's a threat out there, and then going out there to countries that are like no bigger than freaking Indiana and shit, and then blowing up their families like they're in, you know, just having dinner, and then we're just like, you know, so factory makers like Raytheon and Boeing and all those freaking misogynistic, egomaniacal crazy men can make more money because they got so gluttonous and so piggish that their fucking dicks don't work anymore unless they're thrashing the earth and killing people. I mean, that's kind of a low vibrational frequency if you ask me. And that's what all this misogynistic freaking patriarchal bullshit is all coming down. So for that, I am grateful. And you know, once dudes start getting more in line with their feminine, man, their girth comes back. You don't need fucking male enhancement drugs when you're balanced and you're masculine and feminine, and the ladies find you a lot more attractive too. And then you feel like getting out and getting some exercise and getting some of that fucking, you know, self-loathing off you, you know, from doing all this shit you've done. People feel bad about stuff, so they gotta drink, they gotta freaking eat, they gotta fuck, they gotta, you know, do whatever they can to make themselves feel better, because, you know, when you're a scoundrel and you're void of spirit, you gotta feed that ego. And that's what we're seeing. A lot of ego feeding. 2020, year of clear vision. That's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad evening. Peace.